Hi, I'm John Hood. I'm the author of a series of historical fantasy novels called the Folklore Cycle. The first two books of the series, Mountain Folk and Forest Folk, came out in 2021 and 2022. The new book is entitled Water Folk, and it's about to be published. This is the seventh in a series of videos we prepared to give you an advanced look at the world of water folk. Both the historical and the fantasy elements of my tales are deeply rooted in place. The first two books depict America's War of Independence, its westward expansion, and conflicts over land rights, political representation, and slavery. Even my make-believe characters and settings, though, are based on traditional folklore. Dwarves immigrate from Germany. Mermaids immigrate from Scotland. There are Cherokee fairies and monsters who inhabit the hills and forests of early America. In Waterfolk, I introduce new cultures into the mix, those of Spanish-speaking North America, including Mexico and what are now the states of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, and California. I'm speaking to you from one of those settings, Los Angeles. I'm here at the Terranea Resort. The property was once an oceanarium and a theme park called Marineland. Now, it opened in 1954, 1 year before the more famous Disneyland. More precisely, the resort is in Los Angeles County, in the city of Rancho Palos Verdes, or Ranch of the Green Trees. During the time period of my book, the mid-1800s, this was both a cattle ranch and a whaling station. Both of these uses of the property are relevant to my story. As you can see from the cover illustration, one of the central characters happens to be a minotaur. That's the cattle part. And he captains a whaling ship. But the Los Angeles area plays an even more direct role in Waterfolk. It's the place where one of my make-believe characters first makes his appearance. He calls himself Don Diego Vega, but he's better known as the Fox, El Zorro. The Masked Swordsman debuted in 1919 in a story called The Curse of Capistrano by Johnston McCulley. Zorro appeared in many subsequent stories by McCulley, as well as in movies, comics, radio, and television. Now, generations before this fictional hero, there was a real-life Spanish-speaking hero whose exploits deserved to be better known. His name was Manuel Antonio Chavez, and he's one of the central characters of Waterfolk. Chavez was born in New Mexico when it was still a territory within the colony of New Spain. As a young Mexican, he fought against the invading U.S. Army. Later, during the Civil War, he fought with the U.S. Army against the invading Confederate Army. His life featured pitched battles, political intrigues, bloody feuds, narrow escapes, and desperate journeys across barren deserts. Readers will witness all of these adventures of Manuel Antonio Chavez, and more. Spanish and Mexican folklore supplied many other characters and creatures to my tale. There are water fairies called shanas, flying fairies called ventolin, and elf-like creatures called chanique, who harbor a dark secret. One monster I borrowed from Hispanic folklore is called the Lechuza. That means barn owl, but the monster version was supposedly a witch who sold her soul to Satan in exchange for the wings and talons of a bird of prey. Two other monsters in Waterfolk are also based on legendary creatures of the Southwest. One is the prairie devil, a kind of miniature dinosaur. The other is the devil ram, a horned-headed beast from Colorado. In future videos, I'll show you even more of the strange and fantastic world of Waterfolk. You can go learn more for yourself by visiting the website for the book series. That's folklorecycle.com. While there, you can learn all about the major characters, themes, settings, and magical creatures that populate my fictional world. You can watch all the videos in this series, and of course, you can always order the books as paperbacks, as ebooks, or as audiobooks. See you soon!